big test for you guys. Obviously, you got the win, but how do you think you guys fared?
I really like the way our defensive intensity was after the first X amount of minutes. Coach Molinari had a great game plan. I thought he did an excellent job of knowing exactly what these guys could do. This is a tough group, Louisiana Tech. They're picked very high in their conference, chance to win it for a reason. Great athleticism, and they know how to win. You don't put up that many wins over how many years without knowing what you're doing. And Eric is an excellent young coach. So, I was proud of our guys to be able to grind out and really do a good job defensively. Boynton's got us a couple times early, and then we just changed our, we were switching and they were settling behind for an open three. We quit doing that, and Ty Webster did a really good job, and Jack McVeigh did a really good job on McCree. Now we just got to get some of those younger guys up to speed and go from there. But those 6 guys that played the most minutes tonight were really impressive to me defensively.
You know why you went with Evan Taylor for so long?
Yeah, just the length, and especially with the ball handling. You never know. Those guys are so quick, and you're going to get pressed on some form, and they're going to harass you. Just another handler. And they just had too many guards out there. I couldn't play the 2 bigs together as much as I wanted to, and we missed them a lot, on screen and roll. But that's a credit to their frontline defense, too. I mean, it's hard to get past that.
From talking to the Jack and Ty in here, it didn't sound like they were necessarily that central part of the game plan offensively. Did things just kind of come to them? Is that?
Yeah, nobody is, as you can tell. I mean, but they just took what the game gave them. Now we went to Ty. Ty probably thinks it's about 1/3 as maybe we should, but no. Ty's he is our go-to guy. I just love the look in his eye. I like his body language. I like the way he's approaching everything as a challenge. Even when he struggled tonight with some turnovers early, a lot of times he might have shut down, and tonight he just kind of took his breath, stayed in there, and he's lucky. He's a senior, so his rope is longer than a lot of other ropes.
Jack hit the threes, but how much has he improved defensively from last year?
Well, he was really good tonight, and he has improved. One of the things he does, he's a very good help defender, and he talks and gets other guys in their position and helps out. And then his on-ball defense has been clearly better too. People will put him in the mix. Mary College did it. Sac State did it. These guys did it. They put him, get him switched on to somebody and then try and drive him. He's done a pretty good job. I just think he fools him by the way he runs, which is a nice trick for him.
You guys were 2 assists to 6 turnovers late in the first half. How were you able to turn it around and start sharing the ball a little bit more and get to the hoop?
We went to our ball screen continuity where everybody touches it, so naturally that's there's a better chance for your assist. But quite frankly, with all their pressure, it becomes almost an ISO drive the ball game, and we just weren't finishing inside. The other thing we did is they get you going at a rate you're not used to going at. So I think that, I don't have these exact numbers, but it's going to be close enough for me. We had 15 possessions where we only had 0 to 1 passes, and I think we were, we shot like 20% with 7 turnovers. All right, so pretty bad offense. You can't get much worse. But after 4 or more passes, we were 1 point, and there was 16 possessions there. We were 1.66 points of possession, which is phenomenal, right? And so, you look at that sort of thing. You have 15 possessions and you end up with 25 points or whatever it is. That's pretty good basketball. And but it's just hard getting it turned on these guys. And we'll get better at that too. This is the first time we've seen that, and we don't play like that. So this is the best. You try and practice it, but you need to be out there under the lights and screw it up. And even when I thought we were going to lengthen out at the end, we missed a dunk. They block a dunk. They block a layup. They weren't gonna. And all of a sudden they throw in a 3 and it's 6. And so you have to commend Louisiana Tech on keeping their poise and doing it on the defensive end late.
Kids show some moxie though when that stuff happens. They just.
I thought the last 4 minutes we were a very, very tough team. I thought there was a stretch in there where they were out toughing us, but I thought we finished it. The way they were doing it earlier, and that was really important because we're not going to win otherwise.
You guys made 9 more foul shots than they even attempted. How do you think your team just sort of protected the rim today without fouling?
You got to guard the ball. If you can't, whether it be screen and roll defense, because everybody tries to get a half step advantage with screen and roll defense. So you've got to handle that really well. Or even in isolation. They'll try and mismatch you, put you in isolation, let you drive down the middle. And I thought our guys did a pretty good job. We've had officials in our practice much of the time, which I think has helped us. It's not perfect, but of course, the refs aren't perfect. And our defense isn't perfect, but at the same time, I think that's really helped.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks.